Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So for the past week or so, have you guys seen this story that's been getting these big sensationalistic headlines that sugar, our favorite food, is what causes cancer? There's all these headlines just saying this missing link, this shocking new strong link has been found between carbs and cancer. Well, what's really going on here? Well, you guys have written me. A few guys have asked me to comment on this, and indeed I shall. Well, all these crazy headlines are based upon this one study that was recently published in the journal Nature Communications by some Belgian researchers, and they come out and say, yeah, they found this link between carbs and cancer, and it has sweeping consequences. Well, let's take a look at the experiment itself. Did they cause human cancer cells to grow from nothing? Well, no, they didn't perform any experiment on any humans, any animals, or mammals. Their experiment was done on yeast cells, of all things. Yeast cells. You might be going, why yeast cells? Because apparently yeast cells contain a protein, RAS proteins, which are commonly found in tumor cells, which can promote cancer growth. So here's what the researchers really found. Their study concluded that high levels of sugar in yeast could overstimulate the production of these RAS proteins, which are often found in tumors. And these RAS proteins could also cause these cancer cells to not only grow, but also multiply much faster than they would otherwise. All right, so that's what we need to know about this published study about how the research was done. Now let's take a look at what you can properly conclude from this study, and likewise what you cannot properly conclude from this study. So what the study has truly shown is that in a petri dish with yeast cells, if you add a bunch of sucrose into it, that can overstimulate the production of those RAS proteins which are found in tumor cells. So what else can we conclude? Because these headlines on the web that I've been reading say that there's this link between eating sugar, humans eating sugar, and causing cancer. Well, no, that wasn't studied in this research. There's nothing in there to support that claim. And how about the claim, okay, what if a human already has cancer? They should avoid sugar, because if they eat sugar, it will cause this overstimulation of the RAS proteins, which will cause your cancer cells to grow. And nope, that wasn't studied in here either. There were no humans, there was no eating of anything in this study. And even the lead researcher has to admit that there's no evidence whatsoever that that effect happens in people. So can we conclude that if you avoid eating sugar and carbs, like say you're on some kind of ketogenic diet where you eat primarily meat and animal products, that will help you to treat your cancer or help you to avoid cancer, reducing your risk of cancer? Again, none of that was shown in this study whatsoever. So if that's all there is with this study, why have there been so many of those sensationalistic headlines telling people not to eat sugar because there's this new link between carbs and cancer? Well, it makes for great headlines, right? People want to hear good stuff about their habits. So now your paleo uncle and your ketogenic friends could forward you this study and say, hey, take that, vegans. Sugar and carbs do cause cancer. And this is science here that proves it. Well, even the study's own lead researcher, like I said, can't make that claim. They can't say that eating sugar causes cancer because they didn't study that. All they studied was a petri dish with yeast cells and RAS proteins. So tell your friends they're full of it. At least they were misinformed by those sensationalistic headlines, and forward them this video to set the facts straight. There's no evidence whatsoever in this study that carbs cause cancer or cause cancer cells to grow or multiply faster. Nothing of the sort. But like I said, it makes for great headlines, huh? Anyway, post your questions and comments down below. Did you see this story? And did you suspect, as I initially did, and I was right, that there was something really wrong with those headlines? They were being sensationalistic. They were making stuff up. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below, and hit like if you like these expose videos, me uncovering the truth of what you see in these headlines that try to make vegan diets and plant-based diets look dangerous. Anytime you see something like that, you know there's something wrong, because plant-based diets are not unhealthy. Opposite, they're healthy, they're good for you. So anyway, post your questions down below, hit like, and until next time, ignore those crazy headlines and do the opposite. Keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb.